So, und damit hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu Persona 4 Golden. Beim letzten Mal wurde Naoto entführt, wir haben Naoto gerettet und jetzt müssen wir warten, dass sie besser wird. Ich glaube nicht, dass das schon war. Ich glaube nicht, dass das schon war. So, gucken, Quest habe ich angenommen, gut. Dann gehen wir jetzt Zeit verbringen. Mit in Naoto. Da.
Yes.
Perfekt. Central Shopping District. Focus enveloped the area. You came with Naoto to search for the Phantom Thief based on the information she gathered. I've learned that in recent days a suspicious man has been spotted around the shopping district. He isn't a local and his appearance doesn't mark him as a tourist or shopper. I talked to the owner of Shiroku's store and she said that she saw the man only a few hours ago. She confirmed it was the same man who bought the car. If that's true, then he's likely looking for his next hiding place for one of the stolen items. We may be able to catch him in the act. I feel kinda sad.
Huh?
You too? The detective I dreamt of becoming as a child. I feel like that's what I am now. If my deductions are correct, there are two things remaining that the Phantom Thief has stolen. And if so, I'm quite certain that he's going to hide that one. Perhaps he is... Anyway, where in this area could he hide something unnoticed? I have an idea. Let's go, senpai. Tatsuhime Shrine. Fog has enveloped the area. You're... The man brandishes a knife. Fight back?
Wait!
The knife is a toy, don't hurt him, please. The man dropped the knife and ran away. This knife, I knew it. It's another of these 7 tools I made. This is the knife-shaped radio. As I said, it's just a toy. I consider you a friend as well, so please don't do these rash things any longer.
I apologize.
I am sorry for involving you in this. We've almost reached the end. Just a little more and it will be over. For some reason, the sword is not a shearing one. I've never had a case like this before. Naoto is smiling helplessly. You feel the relationship with Naoto has gone deeper. Das wirst du definitiv lernen. So, das ist Licht, das ist das wir haben da. Heavy Damage to one foe. Heavy Damage, Schuss Tempest Slash. Heatweiser ist einfach zu gut. Well, I'm going home now, I have research to do. You needn't worry about the Phantom Thief case any longer. I'll explain later, once everything calms down.
I'll see you again.
Let Naoto run off and went home by yourself. Falls ihr Naoto daten wollt, müsst ihr übrigens eben in dieser Wahl, wo wir mit Kämpfen und so weiter, A nehmen. Dann bekommt ihr nochmal irgendwann eine Wahl, wo ihr dann auswählen könnt, ob ihr die Beziehung eingehen wollt oder weiter einfach nur Freund bleiben wollt. Da müsst ihr dann A nehmen, um die Beziehung einzugehen und B, um es bei der Freundschaft zu belassen. Einfach, ne? Dass ihr da Bescheid wisst, falls ihr mit Naoto daten wollt. Zack. So, und hier wird eigentlich vorgeschlagen, wie O Chawei zu lesen. Wir werden eigentlich nochmal Fortune lesen gehen. Also nicht Fortune für Fortune Arcana, aber dass wir mit Marie, wenn wir das nicht mal mit ihr unterwegs sind, auch wirklich upgraden. Someone else, Marie. Small Blessing. Relationship perfekt. Damit sind wir mit Marie quasi bereit, mit ihr auf Stufe 10 aufzusteigen. Ist schön. Das war der Plan. Heute ist Labor Day, nice. So. Kleinen Moment, sorry. So, sorry. Da muss ich einmal niesen. So. Zwar wollen wir jetzt mal wieder ein bisschen depressiv werden. Indem wir Zeit mit Hisano verbringen.
Yes. My.
First, I have a letter sent to my husband. You told her that you had found these that dated her as well.
Is that so?
So he'd been keeping my letters in the storehouse as well. We thought alike. I need to throw these away as well. But first, can you let me read them? Hisano began reading a letter. We compared our hair. Now it reaches my shoulders. If not you, then who will tie it up for me when it becomes necessary? The path you left on has long been buried by fallen leaves. Will I be able to meet you again when the cherry blossoms bloom and the cicadas buzz? Each day grows brighter. I can feel you coming closer, step by step. I wrote this decades ago, but who knew that I would become death? Hisano began reading the next letter. That poem you sent me was from the ihre, wasn't it? It's fitting, as I'm waiting here for you, but I wish I could just spring away from here and run to your arms. It would be an adventure to search for the cavalry of swallows in order to win your heart. If I could transform my heart into the wind and make it rush to your side, would you take it into your hand?
I loved him this much. And because I loved him, it saddened me that he forgot my love.
I was miserable and jealous.
I was a fool.
I was left behind because I was such a fool. He was all that I had. Now he's gone. I must accept that. Take your time. You're right, but can I do it? Feel that you've touched Hisano's heart.
Thank you.
Is it okay with you? I'd like to see you again. Of course. Of course. Hallo Nanako. Ich würde gerne Nanako besuchen gehen. Ich darf nicht. So, jetzt können wir mal lesen. Wir machen mal einfach von hier oben weiter. Normalerweise, wenn ihr Ochaway gelesen habt, dann jetzt zu Ende lesen. Ich habe es ja tatsächlich schon gelesen, da war ja was. Ich mach mal weiter mit Forever Macho. Every chapter begins, all men have the great spirit of masculinity within themselves. What is true manhood? The amazing Khan set out on a journey to find the platonic ideal of masculinity. You feel more like a real man than ever before. Your courage has significantly increased. Over here, students talking. I can't even see the sky with all this fog. I really don't like this weather. Why? I'm fine with it. Some people say the fog is poisonous, but I don't feel bad at all. You're worrying too much. Just imagine that the town was supposed to be like this from the very beginning. Pretend that this is natural. If you say so. Most students are calling in sick lately, but I guess it's nothing really unusual.
Senpai,
Do you have spare time today? Could I see you after class?
thank you.
Da 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 da. Maybe I should go home for today. The fog doesn't seem to be lifting either. Don't you feel drained on foggy days? The bad news is that I can't go home yet though. That's the crushing reality of a full-time employee. Days like these, I just want to spend all day counting my money at home. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. It's easy to count when you use the sequence of numbers with a common difference. 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. Numbers with geometric progression are more difficult to count by. Here's the sequence that's even harder to count by. 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. Yukun, can you answer this? 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. What is this sequence called? Ist nicht Fairy. Das macht auch gar keinen Sinn, aber ich kann euch erklären, was daran Unterschied ist. Wir haben, wenn man die ersten beiden Zahlen, wir haben 0 und 1. Wenn man die addiert, also 0 plus 1 ist 1, das ist die dritte Zahl. Dann wieder dann Zahl 2 und 3, also 1 plus 1 ist 2, Zahl 3 und 4, 1 und 2 sind 3, 2 und 3 sind 5, 3 und 5 sind 8, 5 und 8 sind 13, dann 8 und 13, dann käme als nächstes die 21. Wir können gucken, ist die Fibonacci-Sequence. Ist die richtige Antwort. Yep, that's the Fibonacci sequence. Good to know you're studying. The Fibonacci sequence is defined by starting with 0, then 1, then all others are the sum of the two before them. I wouldn't dream of having my money grow in geometric progression, but at the very least I can wish for Fibonacci growth. Sorry that I'm getting off topic, but my husband is acting weird lately. Not that we've been fighting, but he's been going on about how fog is poisonous. Oh, I'm so depressed. Let's just continue the lecture. Und wieder Zeit mit Naoto verbringen. Let's go. Samigawa floodplain. The man in black you met before is waiting here. Fog has enveloped the area.
I am Yakushiji, secretary of the Shirogane estate. I humbly apologize for the other day.
Ja, das war wohl mega offensichtlich gewesen. Ich meine, er hat, als wir ihn kennengelernt haben, ja schon weggegeben, dass er Naoto kennt. Als er sagte, Naoto-sama. In dem Moment war mir klar, okay, das wird irgendeine Quest sein. Von wegen, hey, ich will sehen, was er kann. Sie kann, Entschuldigung.
I must also apologize. Though I may not have known, I involved you in this. It was an act put on by my grandpa.
My master has been terribly saddened by Naoto-sama's state of affairs lately. Lacking acquaintances to confide in, she devotes every fiber of her being to work. My master wanted Naoto-sama to regain the joy she felt in days past. To regain the feelings when all that she wanted was to be a detective, regardless of her heritage or gender. I involved you at my own discretion, believing you to be trustworthy. Please forgive me.
I received this from Yakushiji-san. It's the final challenge.
The card reads as follows. I did what you can't stand to at a place you'd be fond of, but underneath rather than inside.
A place I'd be fond of.
Somewhere high.
You remembered.
Naoto's nodding
The highest
cheerfully.
place around here is...
The hill overlooking town.
the hill. Next, what I can't stand to do. There are several possibilities, but...
Cooking is then throwing things away.
That's right! Did I mention that before?
Naoto has an embarrassed smile on her face.
Considering what's at the hill, the most likely answer is the trash can. I have an inkling of what might be there. Let's go, Senpai.
Okay. The hill overlooking town. Fog has enveloped the area. It seems there was something taped to the bottom of a trash
I
can.
forgot this thing even existed. It's the last of the 7 tools. The detective's pocketbook. All the things I had forgotten about are packed in here. I think Grandpa wanted to remind me of them. This childish game. He's selfish indeed. Forcing me to recall all this now. I was trying so hard. Not to be underestimated. Not to be condescended to.
You calmed down and upset Naoto.
If I solved this town's murder case, then everyone would accept me. They would acknowledge me as the 5th in the Shirogane lineage of detectives. That's what I told myself. I just wanted to be accepted. I wanted to be needed. That's why I fretted and stood on my tiptoes and focused only on solving the case. But the original reason I wanted to become a detective, it was because mysteries intrigued me, and I could help people by solving them. That's all. I remember now. Do you recall the time I faced myself in the TV world? It was my task to accept the self who yelled, "I want a reason for me to stay." But my reason to stay was not solely to solve the crime. You, everyone, gave me a reason. You gave me a place to stay.
Naoto was trying to smile through her tears.
I have to be an adult. I have to be a man. With that way of thinking, I was running from myself. I don't need to look for something to change or something to accomplish. I only need to have faith in myself. I finally think I can accept myself. That I'm a woman. That I haven't yet become the detective I wanted to be. I am a woman. And a detective. One who is seeking the truth with you and the others.
And sent Naoto a strong will. If your relationship with Naoto has grown deeper. Rang 9.
I'm really glad I came to this town. It's where you and I live. And all the others too.
He spent some time with Naoto and went home. Ist immer noch nicht da. Ich kann mal nochmal wieder ein Fortune lesen. Statt Buchleben. Normalerweise, sage ich immer, normalerweise weiter Bücher lesen. Dass man die halt dann alle fertig hat. Dadurch aber, dass ich nicht alle Bücher habe, lasse ich es halt, weil dann gucke ich lieber, dass ich alles Social fertig kriege. Sehr gut. Ach, nicht du schon wieder. The old Japanese calendar had different names for the months, okay? September was Nagatsuki and October was Kanatsuki, okay? Ja, und November war Shimotsuki. This weather feels like all gods have gone away and left us since the last month. So this fog is just nasty, isn't it? It's like being wrapped up in gauze, like an Egyptian mummy or something. Of course, my house was as nice as one of the ancient pyramids. I probably wouldn't complain about it so much. But mummies are already dead, so they don't have anything to worry about, okay? You, however, have tests coming up, okay? And if you fail out exams, you have even more cause for concern, okay? I don't want you to see. I don't want to see you haunting these halls, okay? Well then, Yu-chan, I've got a question for you, okay? There are over 130 ancient pyramids in Egypt, but do you know who's buried in the biggest one? Nicht Cleopatra und Tutanchamen? Wer ist Tutanchamen? Ich kenne nur Tutanchamun. Giza klingt nicht nach Ägypten. Khufu dann. That's right. The Great Pyramid is the tomb of the pharaoh Khufu, also known as Cheops. Okay? It took over 20 years to build and was the tallest man-made structure in the world for almost 4 millennia, okay? I'm gonna put this question on next week's test, okay? I wish you all good luck on moving on to the next grade. Study hard, okay? Schade, dass sie November nicht dass er November nicht erwähnt hat, weil das weiß ich, das ist Shimotsuki.
Senpai.
One Piece lehrt Japanisch. Shimotsuki ist auch auf Englisch Frost bzw. Frozen Moon. Ich glaube Frost Moon. Nicht Frozen Moon. Frozen Moon wäre auch interessant. So ein gefrorener Mond. Klingt kalt. Gut, dann verbringen wir Zeit mit Eri. Ich lese jetzt nicht jedes Mal vor, dass der Fog die ganze Area halt, ne? Stop it, don't hit me, Saki-chan. That's not Misaki, but Phoenix Ranger Phenomenal's enemy in disguise. And I quit playing Phoenix Ranger Phenomenal. Let's look at you just protecting a girl. Once again, the children tug at you from all directions. You decide to escort Ari and Yuta part of the way home. Oh, Minami-san, you're with Yuta-kun? I'm going to play the river.
Oh, hello.
Nakamura-sensei. Oh, I apologize for the trouble Yuta caused at school. The woman seems to be a teacher at Yuta's school. Yuta can really run bunctures, you can tell how he was raised. And who is this? He seems a bit young to be your husband. Actually, I am her, but okay, I'm a daycare assistant. Oh, I see. Looking after Yuta-kun's a tough job, isn't it? Even so, he's quite young. I guess people from the city are different from us country people. Guess it can't be helped that Yuta-kun has turned out this way. It's so burdensome to make extra lesson copies for him. I have to eat my private time for that, you know? Well, I suppose it's all part of my job. Ja, es ist dein fucking Job, Mann.
I'm sorry.
If it was just his grade, that would be one thing, but when there's his slight violence streak too. Ja, du bist Lehrerin, das ist deine Aufgabe, dass das nicht passiert. It's easy to laugh off now, but eventually it'll turn into bullying, which leads to delinquency, which in turn leads one day into crime. Ja, da ist mit dein Job, dass das nicht passiert. Well, I must be on my way. I'm sorry to have bothered you. All of the other mothers of children in Yuta's class respect Miss Nakamura as a good teacher. They all gossip about me because I'm a second wife and an outsider. And you know how Yuta is, right? So it's impossible for me to make any friends here. Only he was a more studious child. Not his fault. Then what? It's all my fault. I'm doing my best and yet... I'm fed up. I'm just sick of it all. Why does this always happen to me? And we started crying. Don't bully Mom. Yuta punched you as hard as he could. Ah, you're alright. Hat Mom gesagt. I just said something in my eye, Yuta. Mister, you weren't bullying me.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, but thank you. I guess I'm happy. Ari is smiling through her tears. Feel that your bond with Ari has tightened. Also ich würde dafür sorgen, dass du vielleicht eine andere Lehrerin bekommst, weil mit der Lehrerin, ja, das will ich.
Then I'll see
I
you
know.
again.
I'll see you again at the daycare center. Let's go home, Yuta. Finished your job and went home, completely unfazed by any punches you may have been hit with. Ist immer noch nicht wieder hier. Die soll zurückkommen. Ich gehe jetzt aber wieder Fortune lesen. Hallo, das wäre die Frau im Kimono. Zack, zack und Ari. Ja, das ist okay. Wie wir halt auch immer denselben tun, dass es auch nicht auffällt. Wir bleiben immer stehen und hören zu, bis die fertig sind. You're your students talking. Hey, don't you think that there are more and more people getting weird because of the fog? I even see people wearing these huge gas masks around town. Yeah, people are getting sick too. Haven't there been people saying a lot of weird stuff lately? Like that the world is ending and that global warming because of original sin? Naughty stuff like that. Hey, what do you think is going to happen if you think someone's sick but you don't do anything about it? I mean, to be honest, yesterday my dad... Good morning, what's up you guys? You don't look so well. Are you exhausted from studying for the test around the corner? Hope you're not forgetting something. Christmas is coming up in a month. Have you found your dates yet? Haha, I've got mine already. Tell you what, I'll give you guys a Christmas question. Alright, I'll ask a question regarding cakes. Genau, Gami. Kuchen. Which of these is considered a rice cake? A bale of... Ja, wow. Senbei nicht, nein. Dango. Dangos nicht. Dangos werden aus Teig gemacht, glaube ich. Aber Mochi. Also, Mochi wird auch aus Teig gemacht, aber aus Reisteig halt. Exactly, mochi is a type of rice cake. When you think of cake, you think dessert, but actually something pounded together is also called a cake. That's the case with mochi as it's rice pounded together. As another example, kamaboko is a fish cake, fish meat pounded together. However, you probably don't want to be eating fish cakes on Christmas night. Ich muss unbedingt mal Mochi probieren, Mann. Ich liebe Reis und Mochi. Meinen inneren Katakuri-Channel. Ja, wir wollten eigentlich noch bleiben in der Schule. Einfach auf die erste Etage. Da ist nämlich Naoto. Hallo Naoto.
Senpai?
Ja.
Gut, damit holen wir Toiletten ran mit Naoto. Tamigawa Riverbank.
It feels like such a long time ago that we were here chasing after the Phantom Thief.
Ja, lustig, weil das ist 2 Tage her.
It was an unforgettable case, full of rewards. I enjoyed it. What about you?
It was a finish, it was exciting. It was exciting.
Yes, I thought so too. It was even more invigorating to solve it with you. So, I wanted to give you something today. I made this. Please accept it.
You obtained detective badge.
I haven't crafted anything like this in some time. If I went back to the estate, I could have added a camera and transceiver. Oh, but it flashes. I made myself one to match. Now you're my assistant, Senpai.
I want to be your partner.
Partner. That has a nice ring to it. We should open our own detective agency.
Ja, lass mal, gib das Bild auf her. Let's
The title
go.
of detective became a burden to me.
Ich bin da komplett für ein Phoenix Wright Spiel. Mit, Naoto?
I thought I had no other aspects apart from detective self.
Streich aber Judah daraus, weil...
But you and the others gave me a reason to be as neither adult nor man. So, I was able to face myself as myself. Before the detective, before the child, before the woman. By spending time with you all, I changed day by day. It frightened me before, but now, with everyone, with you, I can proudly proclaim that I am myself. Nothing more, but nothing less.
Naoto is smiling gently. Come on. Naoto's strong will that allowed her to accept and overcome her weaknesses awakened her heart's true power. That's cool. Naoto's persona has been reborn. Sakuna Hikona has transfigured into Yamato Takeru. Okay.
This potential was still dormant within me. I wasn't considering the things that I should have. The people who care about me, as well as my own self. When I'm with you, I feel fearless.
You can sense Naoto's warm trust and respect. You feel a tight bond between you and Naoto. Thou art I, and I am thou. Thou hast established a genuine bond. A genuine bond shall be your eyes to see the truth. We bestow upon thee the ability to create Norn, the ultimate form of the fortune arcana. Naoto Shirogane social link has reached its maximum level. You have mastered the Naoto Shirogane social link. Your power to create personas of the Fortune Arcana has reached its maximum. You now Kami has forged a bond that cannot be broken. By mastering the Fortune social link, you can now fuse Norn, the triple godhead of fate. Naoto's growth of heart has affected her persona as well. Bond Maniac, sehr schön. Invigorate 3. Gibt 7 dann Schuss Invigorate 2.
Well then, let us begin. There's a lot you must learn before becoming a detective. I myself can't relent in my training. To become a formidable woman detective. We'll start off with something that may come in handy before too long. Shadowing a suspect.
Ja, Chio und Yosuke können das definitiv nicht. Naoto pounded the basics of detective work into you. You had a good time with Naoto.